Hello and welcome to Me and My Golf TV. I'm Piers Ward and you've joined us on the 10th tee here at the Asprey. It's time for the Impact Show, and Andy, you've drawn blue ink all over my glove. What's that, please?
Yes, right, we're going to show you how graffitiing on your glove is going to help improve your consistency. Let's take charge of your game. Okay, so welcome to this week's Impact Show. This is where we answer questions on your golf swing to help create more impact in your game.
Absolutely, guys. Get involved. Go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and meandmygolf.com and post your questions using the hashtag Impact Show. Good luck.
Yes, good luck. And it's open week this week. St Andrews is upon us. We were there a couple of weeks ago and we're there today actually. And for most of the week this week, I'm there till Wednesday. Piers is there for the rest of the week. It's going to be a good week, I think.
Come and see us, come and visit us, you know, find out where we are and we'll be nice to see you.
Yeah, definitely. And who do you think is going to win? Post your comments down below. Who do you think? Piers, who do you think?
It's not going to be Rory McIlroy, is it?
It's definitely not going to be
I bet he's
McIlroy.
a little bit upset about that. Is he going to be Jordan Spieth?
I think, you know what?
3 in a row?
Going for 3 in a row. Could he do the Grand Slam this year?
Maybe that'd be impressive if he did.
I can't write him off for that.
Yeah, I don't know who you're going to have. I mean, we say Dustin Johnson every time we do these, and he is going to be there and thereabouts. But let me... I'm going Dustin Johnson. Just because if I did bet, he always is in. He seems to be always in the top 5 of the majors.
And he hits it miles. You know, it's going to suit St Andrews, I think, quite open. But depends what the wind is.
Maybe Adam Scott. I'm allowed to have 2. Maybe Adam Scott as an outsider because I think he's got a little bit more form. So we'll see.
Jason Day. There we go. I'm going to go Jason Day.
Yeah, I think you might be right with that.
We'll see what happens.
I think you might be right with that one. He's due.
Post your comments anyway.
He's definitely due.
Right, let's get into today's video. And we had posted questions on golf swing, and we had a couple of questions from Richard Joyce and William Graham talking about consistency, developing consistency as a beginner, and what are the best things to do to develop that consistent swing. And we thought, well, why not sort of go through some really simple things that we see day in, day out when students come to us who are maybe just starting the game or even been playing for a long time, that are consistently appearing. And we're going to talk about grip, we're going to talk about posture, wrist set and swing plane. And so these 4 things, if you can get these right as a beginner, and even as an accomplished golfer, you're going to start to see some consistency, Piers.
Definitely. I think anyone, like you said there, Andy, is a beginner or an accomplished golfer, these will definitely help. It's one of these you'll be doing wrong, maybe all 3.
Definitely, yeah. So, right, let's get into it. So let's start with the grip. And we have, all you need is you don't need a blue one, but you need a marker. I've got a Sharpie here, and I've drawn on Piers's glove. So let me just get your hand just down here. So what we're going to notice is here, this is the key thing. I want you to draw a couple of lines on the glove here. You're going to draw a line from the bottom of the little finger where the heel is at the heel of the hand, or the pad, and you're going to draw it through the forefinger. And then you're going to draw another line up there through that same place almost, just as so you can place the grip in between those 2 lines. This is crucial because what we see normally is the hand or the club completely in the wrong place through there. It's miles in the palm. So getting the grip in the right place is really crucial, Piers. So that's the first thing you need to do. Pause it, go and get your glove and draw that line on, then we'll take you through the grip now, as Piers is going to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is what we're after. As you said, Andy, just quickly on the bad one, when the club gets up too high, and we hate this. Even people sometimes can get 2 knuckles on the lead hand, which we hear is a good thing, and it is generally. That, you know, when we see this, we're going, oh dear, we've got a problem here in the golf swing. The club is not going to move around the body as we want. So what we want then is, obviously with the blue lines there, we're going to hold the golf club up. So you'll notice when I'm doing this that the leading edge of the club is out in front of me. I want to make sure that's out in front of me. When I bring my left hand in, my lead hand, I bring it in from this angle here. I don't bring it from underneath so I can see the blue lines. I bring it in from on top, okay? And then from there, what I'm looking at is I'll get it into the blue lines brilliantly, but I want to make sure that if I'm wearing a glove and I'm written on my hand, that I can see the logo on the top of the glove. And you'll notice that my wrist here is cupped as well. So getting that wrist cupped is extremely important to allow the club to work around the body. So once I've got that there now, what we like to get people to do is just to place the club on the ground, get your right thumb and put it onto the back end of the club. Now if you're holding the club too high up, you're not going to be able to do this. So it makes you come down the handle. These grips are really good because there's a black cap on there, and we want to make sure that we don't touch that. So we're away from that. Thumb goes on, and then from there I put some life into that club. So I push down with my left thumb, I engage the wrist on the left hand, and I make sure that I can set the club, or cock the club as we call it, up in the air. Now Andy, notice my left arm. It's staying straight, so all the movement is coming from the wrist.
And this is a great way, if you're, you know, time and time again we don't see beginners using the wrists, and you know what, there's a lot of tension in the hands. So 2 things are going to work with this. It'll help free some tension up, but it also create that set, which is absolutely crucial for generating power and contact and everything else in the golf swing.
If you're watching this now, we want you to again stand up and get hold of a golf club and do this exercise. If your grip is too much in the palm, you'll feel that you won't have the mobility. You'll want to twist the club face to get the cup in the wrist, or you'll bend the club up in the air with your left arm. And we see all these things happen when people hit golf shots, twisting of the face and bending of the left arm, and we generally don't want that.
So starts with that good left hand grip here, and then what we're going to do then, really, the right hand goes on the side pretty much, Pierce, doesn't it? We're not too fussed about this. I mean, it sounds you know, it sounds that we are fussed about this, but we normally see the majority of the problems start with that left hand, don't we, really, Pierce? So you're just going to put the right hand on the side and get it as pretty close as we can.
I always say that again, if you're coming in from the left hand, coming in like this, the right hand does the same, and it's feeling as though you're almost shaking hands with the club head, shaking hands with the golf club. That's where you want to ideally get it. But it's interesting that we've, like you say, we've brushed over that a little bit, because if you look at the Open this week, they've all got slightly different grips. But generally, they all, with the exception of maybe Jordan Spieth, they all have this ability to cock the club with the wrist because it's in the fingers more.
Okay, so we've got good grip, we've got that sort of good feeling of setting the wrists.
Yeah.
Now we want to go to the posture, and this is something that we tell all our students. We say, look, if you were to stand on the tee, we would want to think you are a good golfer before we've even hit the shot. And you were talking about your old boss earlier, Pierce.
Make sure you look like Seve Ballesteros. My old boss used to say to me, I want you on that tee. If I see you on that tee and you don't look like Seve Ballesteros, I'm going to shout at you. So definitely, it really was a good image, someone who was athletic, ready to move, and just a fantastic golfer.
Okay, so let's go through that then. What are we looking for in posture?
So a good drill to do, a good way of doing this is to make sure you get the lead hand on the golf club properly to start with. So let's make sure we build the glove hand up properly, and then from there we're going to get your right hand thumb and little finger. Thumb goes into the butt end of the grip, and then the little finger goes onto the belt or just below the belt, depending on the length of your arms. With my arms, I can probably touch my knee from here, but exceptionally long. But then from there, you'll also notice we're standing tall, and that the club is dropped a little bit. It's not held up parallel to the ground. We're just letting it drop, letting the weight of the club head drop down. It's probably about 10 degrees short of that parallel point. And then from there, we're going to get you to tip from the hips. So I'm bending forward from my hips, club hits the ground, and then I soften my legs. And I think soften is the key word here, Andy. A lot of people, they bend their legs because they know they should get into this posture, and they go for a straight back and then end up looking like this.
Yeah, so we see a lot, again, these things all the time. You know you need to bend the legs, but we see people take that too much. They either go into too straight a spine then, or they go into this curved posture here, and that does not look like Seve Ballesteros. We want to get in that good athletic spine, softening of the legs, ready to move, and you're going to see that a lot this week. Something you'll notice with all the top guys, they will look like ready to move in an athletic position.
Yeah. And my arms are really sort of loose from me, hanging, and they're ready to be free, moving the club around my body.
And the weight will be through the middle of the feet.
Yeah, right through those three stripes.
Okay, so we've got grip, we've got a little bit of reset, great posture, really important. Now let's go into golf swing, and then I think the important thing with this is developing an image really in the mind, Pierce, of actually what the club should be doing rather than thinking about so many technical things. And I think if you can build a good image and an understanding of what we're looking to achieve, you can refine it as you get better and better. But it's so key to start with, Pierce, to understand.
Definitely. So the biggest thing that we see, and this is not just from people who start the game, I did this when I first started playing, but even people who've been playing the game for 50 years, if I get my target line in, they feel that the club should be staying on the target line as they swing back, and then on the target line as they go through. Now, Andy, what sort of scores would you shoot?
Ooh, maybe 150, maybe at best, if you think that.
If you did that, I mean, it's not a straight back and straight through sport. It may be on putting when you're over the golf ball, but because the golf ball is to the side of you, golf is not a straight back and straight through. So it's very much inhibits your ability to swing well doing that.
So like I say, it's much more of a rotational sport, the golf, because of the nature of how we stand to it. So just understanding and getting this image, this is the important image that you need to get. So Pierce, what are we looking for the club to do in the golf swing then?
Okay, so the club, as soon as you start moving it back, it moves in from the target line, and then it goes up on an upward arc around the body. And obviously on the way down, we'd like to mirror image that as it comes back down, and then as it goes through, it again mirror images it.
So you can see that club is in no way traveling in a straight line. It is working in from the target line on that upward arc. And as you can see, this is a great image in your mind to have. And if you can work at this, or just simply have that image when you're swinging, it's going to help develop a more consistent swing plane, which will help that golf ball go a little bit straighter.
So if you almost imagine you're in a big circle, and then we tilt it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in a big circle and then we tilt it. And there are these training aids where you stand in these big circles with a weighted club and you swing it around you. They're very good. The only thing we feel with those is that maybe it's supporting you. But having that mindset of standing in that circle and then suddenly swinging that club around your body on that circle really will help you, especially if you've got a good grip, to hit that golf ball dead straight.
Right,
And
okay.
consistency.
So, grip, posture, a little bit of wrist set, and developing this nice understanding and having this nice swing plane or swing arc, as we sort of just called it there, is really crucial. And as we mentioned, Piers, for the beginners out there, we don't want to get bogged down with thinking too many technical things. If you can get a good posture and grip and sort of get the feeling of what the wrist should do and develop this nice image, you can then refine it as you get better and better and work at certain areas then, but it's certainly going to give you the foundations to develop that consistency.
Foundation's the key word, Andy, definitely, for sure.
Right.
So, okay, let me build the grip first of all. Let's just hit a shot, yeah? So I'm building the grip, leading edge there, it's all in front, in the fingers. Now, don't be scared to take a bit of time on the practice area doing this. Please do not get this grip wrong, because if you do get the grip wrong, you will struggle, okay? So from there, I'm just going to go into my posture from there. So take my setup. Now, we like people to do this. Again, if you're just starting or you've been playing 50 years, this is a good exercise to do. And then from there, let's pull the trigger, shall we?
Yeah, so it's just developing that sort of feel again of that swing moving around the body.
Nice.
And if you can do that, hopefully you can hit it like Piers just did there, which was split the fairway. And gone not a bad distance there for a 6-iron.
6-iron, yeah, that's okay.
So I think if you can get those
150.
things into action, grip, posture, bit of wrist set, swing plane, you're going to hit the golf ball like that. It's going to be a lot easier.
So there you have it, guys. 4 simple ways to give you great foundations in your golf swing. Guys, if you enjoyed that, give us the thumbs up, hit the like button. Also, post your questions down below about that video. We'll get back to you soon on that. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It allows you to interact with us. And one more thing, make sure you check out the matches between ourselves against Rick and Pete.
The Open Championship
The Open
matches.
Championship matches, they are very good. They're going throughout this whole week. Make sure you check that out on our channel, their channel.
And also, guys, part 2 of this, where we answer more of your questions, is on meandmygolf.com. So click the link in the corner here, take you straight to that. And again, lots more great videos on there. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.